Alright guys, welcome back to another true story animation reaction video. Today we are watching I Was Born Without a Mouth by Storytime Animated. I will leave all the links in the description down below, but let's talk about this. Like, born without a mouth? I could not imagine what I would do without a mouth, guys. You can't talk, you can't eat, you can't do anything. Like, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel right now if I couldn't talk. Like, if I didn't have a mouth, guys. Like, what? Like, okay, if you didn't have a nose, you know, it's kind of understandable, but no mouth? What? Okay, guys, I'm about to leave a like on this because if this is a true story, like, that is so sad. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this. If you guys want to see me react to more true story animations in the future, leave a like and leave a comment, but let's get started.
Hi, my name is Allison, and I was born without a mouth. As you might guess, I'm not actually speaking these words. I had to write my story down and let someone else read it out loud for me. I'd love to know what my voice would sound like if I actually could speak, but that's something I've learned to deal with through the years. So growing up, you can imagine my parents took me to a lot of specialists. When I was born, the doctors didn't even think I'd survive for long, but my mom and dad wouldn't give up on me.
Either,
they did everything in their power to make sure I grew stronger every day, even as a little baby. The first problem they had to deal with was feeding me.
Yeah, how are you gonna feed her?
I couldn't breastfeed like any regular baby. They had to feed me through a tube the doctors introduced through my nose, and that meant I was far tinier and frailer than most other kids.
That sounds so painful.
Why my parents didn't just authorize a surgeon to operate on me and help improve my life. Too bad, it's not as easy as that. It's not that I was born without a mouth opening on my face, it's far more complicated than that. I have no tongue, no teeth, nothing that could develop into a proper mouth. I can't really move my jaws as a normal person can, so it would be useless to simply create a hole since it wouldn't do me any good. It could even make it easier for me to get infections and other health issues, so my parents decided against it. Of course, they didn't come to this conclusion all at once. They took me to see so many different doctors, so many various specialists and surgeons. They wanted to discover a miracle solution for my problem, any way to improve my life and give me the mouth I was born without.
Like, that means she won't have any taste, like, she'll never know what a burger tastes like, what fried chicken tastes like.
In the end, though, they came to terms with the fact that I would remain this way, and then instead focused on giving me the best possible life. My parents were honestly the best. They were always there for me, supporting me and helping me go through the rough patches in my life. You can imagine all of this hasn't been easy at all for me. I cannot talk, I cannot eat. I have no idea what food tastes like and how refreshing a glass of water can be.
As I was saying, guys, like, sometimes we
have to ingest them through a tube. You can imagine that no matter how nutritional these meals might be, it's hard getting enough nourishment.
You guys see what I'm talking about? Like, she'll never know what food tastes like. She'll never know what, like, she said, like, she'll never know how refreshing a cup of water tastes like, you know? It's like, you know, people who are born normally with, like, a mouth and everything, we take our senses for granted, and man, this makes me appreciate life much more.
So I've always been really skinny and get sick often. I think I've spent half my life in and out of hospitals. I got to meet more nurses and doctors than people my age, so I didn't really know how to interact with kids and teenagers as I grew up, which was complicated. To be able to communicate, I had to learn sign language, and my parents did the same. Having regular health problems, I tended to lose a lot of class time. And the thing is, she's not even deaf. So in the end, my parents
just because she couldn't talk.
I think it was for the best because it
she
saved
could hear
me the
clearly
pain of being
too.
bullied at school and allowed me to learn at my own pace. My mom was my main teacher, but she also hired a few tutors to help me with the subjects that she didn't know so much about. I aced all the exams I took through the years and graduated with an almost perfect score.
Hey,
After
but she got the smarts
18,
though.
I decided I wanted to go to college.
That you can never replace.
My parents were admittedly worried about it, but in the end, they accepted it was for the best. They helped me apply, and my disability actually helped me get into a fantastic college.
Yes.
For the first time in my life, I was hanging out with people my age and away from my parents' house. I texted them every single day, and they remained my greatest support. Still, I also got to enjoy a lot of new experiences.
I'm really happy she found some
people I met
people
during
that
time
you know, really
freaked
cared
out
about
when
her.
they saw me, and I would notice folks staring and whispering whenever I walked into a classroom. That didn't really bother me that much since it
Yeah, I'm
had
sure
been
she's
happening
used
to
to
me
it by
since
now,
I
you
was a
know?
little girl. When I was a girl, I would cry my eyes out, feeling like a complete freak. But through the
Aw.
years, I've learned to accept myself for who I am. Other people thought it was pretty cool, and I made lots of friends during those years. They actually asked me to teach them how to communicate through
That's so
sign
sweet,
language, and
guys.
it
Like,
made me feel
yeah,
great that
at the
they
end
were
of the day,
willing to make
everyone
that
has their
effort
own
for me.
flaws, but like,
Nowadays, I live
yeah,
a
this
pretty
just
normal life,
sucks.
except for the fact that I have to keep visiting doctors regularly to check on my calorie intake and make sure I don't get an infection through my feeding tube. I even met a guy I really like, and we've been dating
Oh,
for a while.
okay,
He was
okay.
born with a mouth, of course, but is mute just like me, so we have many things in common. My
What, he
life
has no
hasn't been
fingers?
exactly easy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I have amazing parents who supported me all through my life, friends who
I
learned a
just
whole new
realized
language to
their
communicate with me,
hands look
and a
like
great
crab
boyfriend
claws.
that makes me feel special. Perhaps I wouldn't have lived all these experiences
Oh.
if I was born with a mouth. Thanks for watching. Do you think you'd be able to live a year without speaking?
Guys, this is
And what would you
so,
ask
so
in
cute.
exchange?
Alright guys, that story was way too short, so we're gonna watch another one. This one is called My Evil Stepdad, My Horrible Life. Okay, let's see what this one's about. But yeah, let's just watch
Hi,
this.
my name is Bianca, and I'd like to tell you
Bianca.
that not only evil stepmoms exist. I have an evil stepdad, and it's pure
I mean, it
hell.
can go
believe
either
me.
way, you know,
Back when my
they're
mom and
humans
dad were
at the end of the
married,
day.
my life was perfect, believe me. Sure, they argued and stuff, but they both cared deeply about me. My dad was so sweet towards me. He loved me so much and would tell me a story before
Man,
bedtime
all these people
every
telling their
single
true
time.
stories, it seems
Dad
like
was
they have
great.
amazing parents.
But before we move on, like this video, hit that subscribe button,
Leave a like, guys.
and activate the
Subscribe.
notification bell.
And do that
This will
too.
let you live 20 amazing years longer. Trust me, it works.
Does it?
Well, the thing is, as nice
Good
as
thing I
everything
left a
was,
like.
my parents did argue, as I said, and more so every single year. It
Oh,
got to a
no.
point that all they did was fight. It was kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie, and I'd lock myself in my room and try to pretend nothing was happening. So eventually, they ended up getting a divorce.
Oh.
And it wasn't a quick, easy process.
That kind of like
In a way,
ruins
it
the
was even
childhood for a
worse
lot
than
of
the
like
arguments.
kids. I feel like
my mom's lawyer
it's like
was
a
so
traumatic
mean, and my
experience
dad's lawyer
for a
smiled
lot
like
of kids.
a shark. I didn't like them at all. I wasn't
Ew,
there for most
look
of
at
it
his
since I
teeth.
was a kid, but I now know that horrible things were said, and they really fought like hell to get custody of me. My dad wanted primary custody, but mom ended up being the one to get it. She was getting the house after all, and it was better since I'd be closer to my school and my friends. I was still going
Man,
to
it's
be
like you have to
seeing my dad
choose between
frequently,
your
so I was
parents. That's
okay
kind
with
of
that,
messed up,
but
you
it
know.
still hurt to have to spend more time with one of them,
Yeah.
you know? I cried so much
It's
during
like
that
at the end of the
time.
day,
I
they're
felt
your
like I was
parents,
losing
and you
my
want to
daddy.
spend time with
Don't
both
worry.
of them.
I'll still be there for you whenever you need
Mhm.
me, and you'll come to my house twice a week, he explained. But it still hurt.
She's
Now,
like,
did I
only
want to
twice
go
a
live with
week.
Dad back then? Honestly, I don't know. A while later, the answer would be yes, yes, please, and right now. Anyways, at first, things were okay. Mom was really outgoing, especially after divorcing my father. She wanted to have fun, and once I heard her telling one of her friends, I want to get back all I lost by staying with that loser all that time. So let's
What?
go out
Why would you
dancing
talk
and get
about her
ourselves
dad
some
like
hot
that?
guys. I was too young to understand what it meant back then, but it still made me feel uncomfortable. She was saying something bad about my dad, and I loved my dad. Mom went on so many dates, and I usually stayed with nannies.
Oh,
I asked if
wow.
I could go with Daddy instead during the nights. But oh boy, did that make Mom angry at me.
No.
No, this isn't the night you spend with your father. You're staying here, she'd say. But you aren't here with me.
Yeah, you're not
I
even taking
replied,
care of her.
protesting. None of it mattered. She still had her
Wow.
date, and I'd stay with the nanny. I mean, she was pleasant and all, but I would have rather been with Dad, you know? Now, I realize that she was trying to get some revenge on my dad. It wasn't about me, it was about him. But I was the one being hurt in the process.
Yeah.
As time
see?
went by, though, she seemed to get more immature and care less and less about
Like,
me.
you're an
It was
adult.
as
You
if I
should
was
be,
an
like, more
inconvenience
responsible,
rather
you
than her
know?
little girl. And then
Ah.
Earl arrived. Earl was the first boyfriend Mom actually brought home. He was neat at first, smart, funny,
At
and
first.
kind. He liked
At
spending
first.
time with me and brought me small gifts whenever he picked up Mom for a date. Earl started staying over more and more often, to the point that he might have just been living there. Yeah, I had a new dad, and though he was nice, I didn't like it at all. Mom was super in love with him. Though she was paying more attention to me now that she wasn't going out dating so often, she still wasn't the same mom I remembered. Now, as time began to slip by, things began to really change.
Oh, now
Earl
she's
was
growing up.
unnecessarily cruel with really petty things. Like he knew my mom always lost her sunglasses. He would hide them, and when Mom was asking about them, he'd say, "Your daughter was playing with them a while ago."
Why would
Mom
you
would
lie?
get super mad at me.
That's
And he
messed
did
up.
this with everything. Makeup, wallet, rings. It was as if everything was my fault, but he was the one setting me up. And of
Why would
course
he
it
do
sounded
that, though?
insane when I told on him. "Mom, it's him. Earl is hiding your things and saying it was me," I protested. But who on earth would believe a grown man was the one to do such a petty thing? Mom scolded me and grounded me all the time, and I began to really hate Earl so much. Things got worse and worse. He seemed unnecessarily
They're like
cruel,
fighting
he
each
just
other.
wanted to hurt me for some reason. He never laid a finger on me, but he did everything else to make me feel awful. He would grab my toys since I was still a preteen girl and break them.
What?
You know how important toys are to kids? It broke my heart. And he'd do it without
Why would he
caring
do?
if I
He's a
begged or
grown
pleaded him
man.
not
Why
to.
would he do
And
that?
to add insult to injury, he would of course blame me for breaking my own toys. And my mom would get
This
super
does
mad
not
at me.
make any sense.
Why would you do this? Do you know how expensive your toys are? You are such a spoiled brat. She would scream at me.
She's like,
and I
"It's
would sob
not
quietly
me."
every time. I didn't know what to do. This grown man who was dating my mom had it out for me, for reasons I couldn't even understand, and I couldn't do a thing to change it. Plus, he was super two-faced. Earl worked from home, so he was there all the time. All the time. Mom would go out to work, and during that time, he'd be cruel and nasty. He even found out what meals I hated and cooked them for me.
What?
Then when Mom
Why
arrived
would
from her shift
why
at
would a
work,
grown
he
man
turned into the greatest guy in the world. He was so
do
sweet and
bad
kind to me
things
then.
like that?
The guy was really messed up, and I never understood
Yeah,
why.
he was messed
Mom
up.
wouldn't believe
What
a
was his
word I
goal?
said,
Like get her
since
kicked
Earl
out or
not
something?
only had her wrapped around his little finger, but it really did seem like he was so good to me. Whenever anyone at all was around, he turned into this perfect stepfather. So when
he's
I
a
protested
two-face,
about his cruelty,
like she
I
said.
just sounded like a little brat. Earl is so nice to us. He even buys you gifts. But you just want to go back to your father.
You're just
Why
so
can't you be a bit more
ungrateful.
grateful? She would tell me. Sure, Earl did buy me things, only to break them and blame me for it. He'd tell my mom. She doesn't like me giving her things, so she breaks everything I buy her to act up. You really need to deal with your daughter's bad attitude. She'll end up growing to be a punk. A criminal. Yeah, he actually said that. I don't know what his problem was with me, but he seemed to hate my guts. Why didn't he date someone without a kid instead of sticking around if he didn't like me being around? I never truly understood it, and of course, he never explained it to me. I told my dad about it, and though he wanted to believe me, he explained there was nothing we could do. Mom had primary custody of me, and I could only visit my real dad a few times a week. Plus, Earl also acted so nice when he was around, so even Dad was a bit fooled by the guy. Are you sure you just don't like Mom having a new boyfriend? Dad asked once, and I began crying.
Oh no.
I didn't know what to do to get someone
No
to
one-
believe
no
me.
one believes
I
her,
didn't want
man.
to live with my mom any longer. She seemed to care more about Earl and having a good time than her daughter. So I decided I was going to do something about it. I started saving up every single penny I got, and I mean everything. I never spent my allowance, and when I became old enough to babysit, I also saved up what I earned.
She
I
said,
mowed
"I am
lawns, and
moving
I
out.
tutored younger kids
I'm
and
getting out of
saved
there."
every penny. When I finally was able to afford a cute teddy bear with a camera inside, that was when my real plan could begin.
Oh,
I
let's
placed the
go!
teddy bear in my bedroom and set
Oh,
it
I
to
thought she was
record
gonna
on
move
certain
out, but
periods of the
no.
day. It was a really cool
Okay,
gadget.
okay.
Looked like nothing
Wait,
but a
instead
toy.
of saying
It was certain periods of
recording,
the
it
day.
says
It was a really
RCE.
cool gadget. Looked
Let's
like nothing but
go.
a toy. It was so much more than that.
She's
And
so
that's
smart.
precisely why
I
it
love
cost me
this.
so much
Now
money.
this is getting
Anyways, For a
interesting.
whole week, I recorded everything that stupid Earl did to me. How he'd scream at me, degrade me, how he blamed everything on me, and then pretended to be the perfect boyfriend and stepdad. I even recorded him slapping me for the first time
Whoa!
ever. It was a traumatic experience, but at least it was recorded.
That is
So
abuse.
after the week was
That is
over, I waited
abuse.
until it was my time to go to my dad's
I'm
house.
so
I
glad
didn't
she
want
bought
to
the
risk
camera.
Earl discovering the recording
Oh,
and
no.
ruining everything. The minute I arrived at my father's house, I showed him everything. He was so shocked. He stared at the screen in
Exposed.
disbelief, and I saw his knuckles turn white. Dad was bawling
Oh,
his hands into
he's about to
fists,
beat him
and I was
up.
afraid
Let's
he'd go
go.
out there and try to do something very stupid to Earl. Then Dad would go to prison and I'd be stuck with Mom.
Wait,
But
she
my
could just
father was
show
smarter than that.
she could just
He
show her
promised
mom.
me everything was going to be okay. Do you trust me? He asked. And I told him I did. Then you have to be a bit patient and wait. Pretend everything is normal. But I want to stay here with you, I protested. You will, but first you need to do this for me, he explained. So the next day, I returned home to my mom and pretended I hadn't recorded Earl slapping me. It was super hard, but I somehow managed. A week later, Mom had to go back to court since Dad's lawyers requested a hearing. I don't know exactly what happened there, but that night I was told that I would be living with my dad now.
Oh, he probably showed the security tape.
I couldn't believe it. It was the best news I had heard in years. When my dad came to pick me up, I hugged him so tightly and thanked him for helping me escape the hell I was living in.
That's so sweet, guys.
I told you to trust me, didn't I, kid? He asked, and hugged me close. Dad really was amazing, and I know how much it must have hurt to not have me around more often growing up. But now, we'd be able to finally make up for the lost time. Now, I live with my dad and Mom. Well, she's slowly getting better. I think that she really loves me, but kind of got lost in her own selfishness. She dumped Earl at least.
Yeah, get rid of him, man. Get rid of Earl. Alright guys, those two animations were pretty great. Let me know in the comment section down below, how would you guys feel if you were born without a mouth? Like, that would be absolutely terrible, guys. But anyways, if you guys want to see more videos like this, leave a like, leave a comment. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.